Welcome to History Uncovered TV. Today, we delve into one of the most haunting mysteries in American history, the story of a killer who terrorized California in the late 1960s, leaving a trail of fear, cryptic clues, and blood, yet never facing justice. This is the story of the Zodiac Killer, a case that has baffled authorities, amateur sleuths, and cryptographers for over 50 years. Our journey begins on the night of December 20th, 1968, in the quiet town of Vallejo, California. High school sweethearts Betty Lou Jensen and David Faraday were on their first official date, parking on a secluded road. The night took a horrifying turn when an unknown assailant approached their car and opened fire, killing both teenagers. For the Vallejo community, this was a tragedy, but the nightmare was just beginning. Only 7 months later, another young couple was attacked in a similar fashion. On July 4th, 1969, Darlene Farron and Mike Mageau were enjoying a night out at a local park when a man approached them, shining a flashlight into their car. Without warning, he began shooting. This time, however, one victim survived. Mike Mageau was able to give a chilling account of the attack, describing the cold, methodical approach of the killer, but his identity remained a mystery. Then, something unusual happened. On July 31st, 1969, just weeks after the second attack, 3 major newspapers in the Bay Area received nearly identical letters. Each letter contained a cryptic message, a symbol resembling a crosshair, and a disturbing demand. The letters claimed responsibility for the murders and included a cipher, a complex code that the killer dared the public to solve, warning that more lives would be taken if his demands were not met. The killer signed these letters with a name that would haunt the world: the Zodiac. This name, Zodiac, was unlike anything law enforcement had encountered. Not only was the killer taking credit for his crimes, but he was toying with the media, challenging the police, and even addressing the public directly. By day, he was an unseen menace. By night, he became a living ghost, striking in seemingly random locations, always out of reach. Authorities quickly recognized that they were dealing with someone far more sinister than a typical murderer. A man who seemed to kill for the thrill of power and the desire for fame. The Zodiac's letters and ciphers would go on to become a central part of his taunting campaign. Some of these codes have been deciphered, revealing cryptic statements about his motives and twisted views on life and death. In one code, he claimed he was collecting his victims' souls to serve as his slaves in the afterlife. Yet, others remain unbroken, keeping some of the Zodiac's secrets hidden to this day, as if mocking those who have tried and failed to understand him. Between 1968 and 1974, the Zodiac sent over 20 letters to newspapers, taunting authorities and detailing his plans to continue his murderous spree. Some letters included sketches of bombs, accompanied by threats to unleash them on school buses. He even went so far as to provide detailed diagrams of how these devices would work. But while his letters made it clear that he felt invincible, only 5 victims were ever confirmed, despite his claims of many more. He boasted of dozens of killings, suggesting that he had eluded justice many times. Was he exaggerating his body count, or was he truly a shadow lurking behind every unsolved murder of the time? As the Zodiac's crimes continued, police pursued several leads and suspects, but they were met with one dead end after another. Witnesses to his attacks, those who survived, described only vague features. A man of medium build, often obscured by the night. Multiple suspects emerged, including Arthur Lee Allen, who had a history of violent behavior and fit several aspects of the Zodiac's profile. Yet no direct evidence ever linked him to the murders, and Allen died in 1992, leaving authorities and the public with more questions than answers. Over the years, theories about the Zodiac Killer's identity have abounded, capturing the imagination of true crime enthusiasts and armchair detectives around the world. Some believe he was a former military man, well-versed in codes and ciphers, while others suggest he may have been someone entirely unexpected, a neighbor, a co-worker, or a stranger hiding in plain sight. The Zodiac's confidence and audacity were unnerving, as if he relished in being untouchable. Decades later, new DNA analysis techniques have reignited hope in solving the case. Yet, with each new suspect, the evidence either fails to match or remains inconclusive, as if the Zodiac's legacy is protected by the very mysteries he left behind. Today, The Zodiac Killer remains one of the most infamous figures in true crime lore, inspiring countless movies, books, and documentaries. His story, his ciphers, and his symbol have become icons of mystery and terror. And while modern forensics and investigative techniques have brought many cold cases to a close, the Zodiac remains elusive. Some of his final ciphers are unsolved, as if they contain one last taunt, a whisper from a killer who wanted nothing more than to leave his mark on history. Will we ever know who the Zodiac really was? Or will this mystery remain forever unsolved, leaving his name and his symbol etched in the annals of unsolved crime? Here on History Uncovered TV, we explore the darkest corners of history, where truth hides in the shadows and some secrets are destined to remain locked away. If you enjoyed this journey into the mystery of the Zodiac Killer, subscribe to History Uncovered TV, where we bring you the stories history tried to bury, waiting to be uncovered.